Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to tonight's free market update here for the futures market, Simpler Futures. Well, this week, let me kind of get you a little rundown on the week since it's Monday, leading into tomorrow, Tuesday's trade, going to be the 11th here of October. Not much on the calendar really today. It all kind of kicks off a bit tomorrow. They're overnight tonight, since you're going to be getting this video more than likely kind of early evening. Overnight tonight, in the middle of the night during the European session, you got the German Economic Zoo sentiment indicator, and that's the business sentiment. That's going to be quite, well, it has the potential anyway to be quite the report. So you could see some volatility tonight. And I would look for that to be, like I said, during the European session, much more so than like the Asian session tonight. Wednesday, you've got a couple of ECB speakers. You've got a couple of Fed speakers. You got Dudley and George on Wednesday, and the big one on Wednesday, the Fed minutes. And this is going to be the release of the minutes from the last FOMC, which is on September the 21st, and which was a pretty big, kind of important Fed meet. If you remember, there was a lot of focus on whether we were going to get a rate decision or a rate adjustment in September, or whether it was maybe going to be pushed off until December. Well, this is going to be the minutes from that meeting, so that's going to be an important one. Then on Thursday, you got some more speakers both during the day and then on into the evening session, because you'll have some Fed and some ECB speak. I think there's some Chinese news that evening, Thursday evening, and then we go into Friday where we'll get some retail sales, business inventories, University of Michigan, the sentiment thing. You got some more Fed speakers, including the big one on Friday, Yellen also. Okay, so you got some Fed speak on Friday, but the big one, you got Yellen on Friday. Also, kind of keep an ear to the ground and just be aware of the fact that we could get some crude oil related chatter and or news. There's been a lot of it lately. There was some Russian energy minister and some OPEC related stuff regarding whether OPEC was going to be able to likely convince some of the other oil producers to kind of go along with their line of thinking right now. At the end of the day, it's all about trying to elevate the price of crude and regulate the inventory levels in accordance with that objective, that goal. Keep this in mind, though. That's rhetoric. That's talk. That's not a fact. There's not been an agreement. There's nothing signed. It's all just talk and plan. Okay, and at the end of the day, we have a lot of crude oil available in the global sense. And actually, the global supply outweighs demand right now. There's just an objective by oil-producing members to elevate the price of crude to something that they see to be more in line with what they consider to be fair. The talk is between $50 and $60. That's the talk. So be cognizant of that. Alright, so that sort of sets you up for the week. Here's the deal. Now, let's get down to it here. Here's the deal. You see these wicks here. This is S&P Daily. You see all these wicks down here? And I'm going to draw a horizontal line now across right through the middle of those wicks. Alright, essentially that's in the area of 2140 to 45. That little pocket right in there. If we sit down off of this overhead, downward sloping trend line overhead that you can see that's capping this trade so far, if we sit down from there and get a close on some of this volatility that I'm suggesting we could see with all this news this week. A close, not just a simple trade. These wicks are trades below. If we sit down and get a close below, then we have something to talk about on the downside. Then we have levels that we'll be looking for in the 2130, 2120 level. Okay, that would put us back down in this area around in there. All right, but let me clean this back up for a second. Absent our witnessing such volatility that would have us with a close down here, beating these wicks down here, then the buyers that are buying the dip down into those wicks have nothing to be nervous about. Now, what you're supposed to do, I mean, this is basically technical analysis, what you're supposed to do if you're a buyer on those wicks and you get a close down here that's pressing you, you're supposed to get out while it's still relatively inexpensive to get out before it could turn into something, a little bit more expensive for you. But without that close down there, we really don't have anything to talk about down there. Okay, all I can point to is for any volatility, all I could point to would be that downward sloping upper trend line right there that's been capping the trade. Okay, so another way of saying this is, absent a close down here below this 45 and 40 level right down in here, then all you can do is be a buyer of the dip opportunity, and as it recedes into some buy the dip opportunity, you have to continue to do so until you see that close that tells you that you're wrong. And we will be targeting levels up here around 2180 as long as that holds true and remains true. Okay, now where we're wrong on this, and it could happen tomorrow. It could happen tomorrow on some of the news that I'm setting you up for the week and telling you. You've got some Fed speak, the German economic zoo indicator, that kind of thing tomorrow. Kashkari speaks. Couple of few things could happen Wednesday on the in fact, I think it would likely be Wednesday if it were to happen, because it would be on the minutes released from that last Fed event. So something like this breaks loose, it would likely be on Wednesday. That's what I've got for you for right now, though. Hope this helps. You guys have a good trade, nice evening. Look forward to doing it again, being with you at the next update. Until then, I'm going to hop over into the premium video. We're going to look at gold, crude, bonds, a bunch of different stuff. So if you're a member of those, then I'll see you over there in just a minute. Take care.